Thanks for downloading this video. This is Rob Snowhite, the fly fishing consultant. This is the second in the series of my damselfly nymphs. This is the extended tailed damsel. It's a little more insecty looking with the somewhat braided tail there. There's only one material that goes into this other than bead chain eyes. Second most productive pattern we've ever tied. This is a little more intricate than the Snowhite damsel. The Snowhite extended tail damsel is just as effective, and let's teach you how to tie it. So I'm going to tie this on a size 10 curved shrimp caddis hook. These are from Fly Shack. They're extremely sharp. They're $6.99 for 100. Flyshack.com, their Saber brand. I'm going to use red 6/0 uni thread and a very wispy plume of marabou. I tie these in Chartreuse. They also work great in white for stripers and olive for just about everything else. Start my thread. I'm going to cut that piece. Bead chain eyes give it the insect eyeballs, also weighs it down and flips it over to ride upside down. These are just straight up bead chains from Home Depot, 15-foot strand. You got to cut them by yourself individually, but they work great. And next, we're just going to use this big plume of marabou. You want these nice wispy ones. This is the same one I'd use for my popsicle pattern. Pull it down to about, let's get a couple more, right there, and cut. You can take this and wet it in my mouth. If you have a wet shot glass or a sponge, use that. We're going to divide this in half. The back half is going to be the tail, so let's tie that in. The rest we are going to wrap to be the body material. Okay, I'm going to put my scissors down. This is the tricky part. We are going to wind up, wrap a couple times to seal it off, wrap it back down. So it's not braided, it's more of an extended tail. And notice I'm using my pinky. That seems to be how I get it to wrap back around. If you've got an alternate method that's easier, please let me know. If you watched my other damsel video, you know this one is a little more intricate. I would probably already be done tying, now I'm wrapping it top, tying the Snowhite damsel. You can put a little dollop of head cement there if you want. It just doesn't really come undone. Now you want to tie these nice and tight going down, and if not equal or more wraps. Otherwise the marabou is going to come out from in between. The problem is fish will break these eventually, so it's just loose marabou. Pull this down, wrap up towards the eyes, and now this is just going to become the body. Use this as a dropper, dead drift it, strip it, whatever you do, it will catch fish. This is the #2 all-time shad producing fly on the Potomac and Rappahannock River. 1, 2 wraps there. That's it. Let's give it a little red nose, a little Rudolph action, just to kind of clean it up a bit. We're going to half hitch. So to show you the half hitch slower, just take my bobbin left hand, hold it down, take right index finger twist, slide my fingernail up to the eye of the hook, pull, and that's it. That's the Snowhite extended tailed damsel. You can tie them smaller, but it's a little harder to get that extended tail. And this gives you a nice actual gill filament tail when it's in the water. So thanks for watching. We're going to do this again. So if you're confident you know how to tie this, cut off the video now. Size 10 shrimp caddis hook. And if you don't believe me that these are sharp, you can look at the steelhead trip pictures from 2013 where I put one through my face. I've had clients put them through their fingers. They're pretty darn sharp for that price. Get the dumbbell eyes. And the problem with working with marabou, it just blows everywhere. It's just so weightless, but there's nothing like it in the water. Be careful where you cut these. It's sharp right there, so be careful not to brush your thread against that. So this is a nice wispy one. You really got to dig through and find out. So this one, it's kind of nice and wispy, but these fibers just aren't long enough for me. So I'll save this one for a popsicle or maybe a bugger tail. Marabou is another product that I have to buy and actually touch it. I want to know how wispy the filaments are. I'm going to wet that in my mouth again. Chartreuse flavor. and start wrapping this back. It's like buying produce at the farmer's market. You know, you don't just grab something, you spend the time. Put the scissors down. Again, get that nice and wet and start wrapping up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm pulling some thread out as I go. 7, 8. Shoot me an email if you want me to custom tie some of these for you. If you're going to be at the fly fishing shows in Lancaster, Pennsylvania and Winston-Salem in 2014, stop by and I'll teach you how to tie these in person. And you can buy some from me. Okay, so that's the tail right there. It's not perfect. There's a little gap, but it'll do. Get this out of the way. That's going to have a nice thick body to it. I'm going to like this one. All right, pull it over the eyes. 1, 2. Trim. Wrap up on the nose. I've always used red thread and Chartreuse. Don't know why, but if you follow my videos, you know I pretty much only tie with Chartreuse, red, and black thread. Smallmouth will crush these, bluegill, perch, you name it, they're going to eat it. It's easier for me to tell you what it hasn't caught than what it has. So that's it. Thanks for downloading this video. You can find more at robsnowhite.com. Fly Fishing Consultant on Facebook, Rob Snowhite on Instagram, and at Rob Snowhite on Twitter. I appreciate you taking the time and watching this video. Next time you're at the Orvis in Arlington, Virginia, thank Miles. He's the one who inspired me to share the tutorial with you.